So I think we can all agree we've always wanted a painted helmet. That's kind of like the dream, right? If you get a painted helmet, it's sweet, it makes you unique, you stand out, people get jealous about it. But to get a helmet painted, you're looking at 300, 400, maybe even more dollars to get it painted. And that just, especially for a guy like me who's cheap, I don't want to spend that much for a painted helmet. So I recently got the 6D ATR2 switch. This is like my favorite helmet. I love the way it looks, and then also it's one of the safest helmets on the market. But if I'm being honest, I'm not really crazy about this design. This was just, out of all the designs they had, this is the one I kind of like the most, and I'm still not even that crazy about it. Who's ever at 6D, if you're watching this, let's work out and get some cooler designs, especially guys like me who love white and black. If the whole design was like this on this side, I would love it, but just the American flag, not being unpatriotic, love America, everything just isn't my aesthetic. That's not my style. And plus, I just love neutral, black and white, everything. So I discovered helmet wraps. There's a company called Backyard Designs. They actually let you make your full-on custom helmet wrap. And for a fairly cheap price, a lot cheaper than it would to be painted. They start off at $99 base, and then if you add your own logos, maybe add some pattern, that price will just kind of go up in like $5 increments. And when it was all said and done, I want to say I had about $150 in this helmet wrap. And that's a lot cheaper than if I was to go get this helmet painted. And then if you get it painted, the paint's going to never come off. So pretty much if you break your visor, then you got to buy a whole new visor and then send that visor off to get painted. It's going to take a while. So this is just like an inexpensive way to get your helmet designed the way you want it to. And it honestly, in my opinion, as long as it looks good, we're going to find out. I think it's actually even more efficient, and you get to keep your original design, but you also get to have your full-on custom design. So just like how you install graphics on a dirt bike, you're installing graphics on this helmet. So I'm going to time lapse me putting it on, and then we'll come back and I'll let you guys know what I think.
If I could go back and fix all of the problems, would you just be honest with me? I don't know the meaning, it's fighting and screaming, I wonder if it's you or me. So let me be honest, let me be honest. I'm done with your drama, let me be honest, let me be honest, yeah. If I could go back and fix all of the problems, would you just be honest with me?
So I have to actually go into some story time, because the clip that you just watched of me explaining the graphics, that was about 2 weeks ago. When I got them in, I was really under the impression it would be just as easy as doing dirt bike graphics, and it was not, at least for me. I didn't follow instructions the best way I could have, and I thought I could do it with a hair dryer in my hands, and when it was all said and done, they turned out like crap. I tried cutting a couple parts, maybe make it line up. I had folds and bends everywhere, and you could see where I cut it with scissors, and it just looked very bad. The way I messed up the most was I put everything on except this middle graphic right here. I did this last. That was my biggest mistake. This is probably the most important graphic, and based on where you put this one is kind of how you'll line up the top and the bottom parts. And I did that one last. The easiest thing to do is a visor, surprisingly. The visor's super easy. No heat gun, nothing needed. But so when it was all said and done, I contacted Backyard Designs again, was like, hey, I messed these things up bad. Is there any way I could pay for maybe not the full price, but get an extra set sent to me? And they were actually kind enough just to send me a full set for free. So I got them in last week. And then I actually just looked up graphics companies local to me. Graphic company that does like car graphics, motorcycle graphics, paint, vinyl, all that stuff. And there's one right down my house. I contacted the dude. I told him the situation. He's like, yeah, man, I'll do it. I took it to him and he killed it. The way helmets are shaped and the round edges and the parts, you're going to need a heat gun and you're going to need a lot of patience. I didn't have neither of that. But as you can see, it covers the helmet very well. I did end up just ordering a all-white visor just so you wouldn't see on the top the what my original visor looked like. So I ended up just ordering an all-white one from 6D. But as you can see, you really don't see the designs. The only really part you can see is kind of up under the helmet. You can see where this blue from the American flag theme was. And then you can kind of see it a little bit right here. I thought about maybe just taking some white vinyl tape, but honestly, I don't think it's enough to really make me want to do all that, especially from this side of the helmet. You can't really tell. And then most of the time I'm riding anyways, when people see this helmet, they're not even going to notice that. I would especially recommend it if you have like the white or all black helmet and you want to do your own custom design. I think this is 100% the move. I think it's going to save you a lot of money. You get to keep your original design on your helmet. You can get graphics. If you break something, a visor, you can do that and replace it. And I've actually already rode in this, got it really dirty. I've already took a spill in this. That video will be out soon, but it cleaned off perfectly well. This whole actual side of the helmet was covered in mud, and it cleaned off very well, as you can see. It still looks brand new. So 100% I would recommend doing this. Don't go get your helmet painted. If you got connections and you want to get it painted and you're not creative, go do it. But I don't consider myself a creative person at all. And I came up with this design and I'm pretty happy with it. It's super simple, as you can see. I just did mountains. I have a relationship with God and I always feel closest when I look into natures and mountains with him. And then we just did a simple Bible verse on the side right here. That's Colossians 3:17. You have my number that was already there for them. They did my name on the back. I didn't do my last name because I just feel like that looks weird when you have Gambrell and then Gambrell on my jersey. So now you have Brandon and then Gambrell on my jersey. I wanted to add the 60 logo. I kept the Backyard Designs team logo on the top because I think it looks cool. And then I just did my name right here on the side, at Brandon Gambrell. And 60 logo on the visor, and some mountain again with the cross on it logo. And then I found this cool little Death Wears Your Sting with the skeleton logo, and I'm really happy with how it turns out. It's simple, white and black. 10 out of 10 would recommend you do this. And hopefully I'll link Backyard Designs down below. Wasn't hard to design at all. And hopefully you guys make some wraps and send them to me. I'd love to check them out.